Ladies and gentlemen, .GU Volume 4. I'm recording this, of course, before the Volume 3 video, so here we are. So yeah, we managed to crank this one out in one session. No cheats, and Chaos and Raxor, of course, funded the entire look, plus 8 to story, -9 to gameplay. I'm not going to waste too much time. I want to see how long this is going to take me before I really get into it. I only gave the voice acting 1 positive this time. It was good. It just was as was the music direction, not so much the voice direction this time. I gave positives to the brickwork and the external continuity. That was pretty much it, because this is a much more downsized volume because it was literally tacked on at the end. So I gave a positive to both Haseo and Atali, and that was pretty much it. So 6 presentation and character positives. Not a lot of points to talk about in this one, needless to say. So getting into the moments now, I really like Haseo's opening narration, as I feel it is just plain gold. Sure, it isn't a great recap of the previous games, but it shows, though, through Yuri Lowenthal's performance, if nothing else, just how much Haseo has grown since we last saw him in Volume 3. So, good stuff. Atali chewing out Haseo is honestly, for trying to go it alone, is honestly just gold, and I'm actually mentally debating whether or not I should up that to 3, if I'm honest. So let me consult my spreadsheet real quick, and I'll let you know if I'm gonna bother. If I put it at net 0, that literally would not change its. That literally would not change its position at all. It literally would not change its position. Do it. I'm doing it because honestly, that whole chewing him out thing was just gold, and I absolutely adored it. So yes, I am absolutely going to give that a triple positive. So, yeah. Then there's the scene where Haseo releases Ovan from his prison, which is just great. And I do like the return of Ida being a good reveal, so that was all good stuff. Then Haseo punching some sense into Ovan was just cathartic as fuck. And I love Haseo returning the "Welcome to the World" line to him. That whole speech was actually a great line, in my opinion. It's, so. Actually, and what's funny is it works better if you didn't go through the forest of pain. Like I didn't. Despite how flat I felt the montage was, this was a nice ending. And then there were 2 points for the end game. The epilogue dialogue for Caspar and Syllabus is nice and bittersweet, and Atali and Alcade's love rivalry scene in the epilogue is honestly kind of cute, and I loved it. So there you go. 15 because I added 1 additional one for a total. And we've got only 6 story negatives to go through. The pre-rendered scenes are in the same style as his Fire Emblem 3 Houses, but this almost feels like a prototype for what 3 Houses uses, despite this only being less than 2 years before 3 Houses came out, despite being in development around the same time, making me think ink that time was used to polish Three Houses' version of it. I know some people like the way these scenes look, but I don't know. There's something off about it that I just don't think works with this art style. Three Houses felt like its art style was kind of tailor-made for that animation engine, with that animation engine in mind. So yeah. The pacing is honestly pretty bad and boring. It's not that it's slow, but that it is slow and has less interesting really happening for multiple hours. And having nothing interesting happening for multiple hours. I got sick and tired of the whole I'm Haseo gag because of the nature of what's-her-face. Kusabira. Speaking of which, I didn't like Kusabira. I thought she was flat as cardboard, which I know makes sense because she's technically Ida, but I don't care. I need intriguement. Don't give me flat bullshit, especially after a decade. And honestly, regardless of where I chop it, the intro is not very good. And if I were to attach it, and if I were more attached to this storyline, that montage of clips from the trilogy would be awesome, but since I am not, it kind of falls flat for me. So, 6 negatives. Still, better than I was expecting it to be, if I'm honest. And then there's the gameplay, which honestly also was kind of lacking as well. Triple positive for cheat mode. Like I did say for Volume 2, and like I will say for Volume 3, will have said for Volume 3, fourth verse, same as the first, just as Volume 3 is third verse, same as the first. So, triple positive there. The save data labeling is back, transferring from Volume 3 is second, or is, that should be third verse, same as the first. Because, yeah. As we start up the frickin' Coliseum, which is, I'm pretty sure, not in Volume 4, but whatever. This is just where the GU music was at. For this, by the way. So, yeah, there's that. Transferring is still as good as ever. The mini-map, and HUD and battle areas are all still excellent, as is the LAAI. And I actually kind of liked fighting Moralta in the Avatar battle thing. So, double positive there. For a total of 12. And then we gotta get through 29 negatives. Double negative for the lack of options, as per usual. The audio spam, as per usual. This is all shit that I have said multiple times already, so here we go. Flinching and knockback. Still fucking hate that. Again, it's weird because a lot of I feel like dot hack players are gonna look at me funny for that, but no, seriously, if you're off tempo by even a little bit, or if you don't set it up to break the fucking game like a twig, you're gonna have a miserable time. And then there was an actual status effect fetish this time, to the tune of 2 negatives, which the series was mostly avoiding, which is just baffling to me. Then there's the inventory being unchanged. Triple negative. I still hate the MMO style of inventory. I'm sorry. It still pisses me off. Interface is as clunky as ever. The pacing is pretty bad even on the gameplay. Like, fucking seriously. Targeting is still wonky as shit. And it's just really, ugh. Okay, so this one I'm actually going to have to explain here, because there is a weird form of balancing issue here. I get that not everyone is going to level to max in Volume 3, but Well, why not adjust the level of the first dungeon to be based on whether or not the player is using convert data? And don't tell me that's not feasible, as there have been several games with a hard mode variant on New Game Plus. Yeah, I honestly feel like if you went through all the extra content in Volume 3, you will curb stomp Volume 4 to the point where it is literally not going to be even remotely a challenge. It's kind of pathetic, if you ask me. Then there's Velgata in the outer dungeon, which is awful. Full with the ad spam and the constant status effects fetish. So yeah, that was a triple negative there, leading to triple negative. I didn't really give I did not give a positive or negative for the outro. Because it was just kind of there. So, shrug is all I've really got to say about that. So, how long have I been going on this one? Wow. 12 minutes. I have gone this short before, but that was also why I attached other things to it. But I think what I'll do is I'll actually do a little mini, I'll do a brief summary of my speech at the end of the Volume 4 stream, for those that didn't watch the 4 hours of that thing. I am not a dot hack fan. I've never been a dot hack fan, and I never will be a dot hack fan. Nor am I a fan of SAO. Though that's for completely different reasons, so don't think I'm, comparing the two, because I'm not. And there's also the fact that I just do not have any interest in the dot hack, in looking at any more dot hack content ever. This is the last thing I will produce of anything dot hack. Well, okay. Sorry, I'm saying this wrong because I forgot I still have to record the Volume 3 thing. But after I record the Volume 3 grading video, that's it. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching the dot hack franchise again. It's vetoed. Because I don't care for the dot hack franchise, and I'm not going to sit here and rag on it continuously just so that I can piss and shit all over the dot hack fans. If you're a fan of dot hack, keep being a fan of dot hack. I am not some jackass who's going to sit here and tell you to your face that just because this or that at fucking company is this or that company to never be never don't stop with your passions. It's like, I don't care. For me personally, I just cannot get into dot hack, and I'm just going to avoid that. The GU reviews have been an interesting treat to go through, but as I said, this is not something I'm ever going to do. Auditing these things is honestly off the table, and I don't know if I'm ever going to return to this franchise again, but more than likely I will executive veto future dot hack content. I probably will do that. But regardless, here at the end of my look at dot hack, all I can do is shrug and move on. My blunt opinion on dot hack GU Volume 4 is to leave Volume 3 as the definitive endpoint and just kind of ignore this harmless but unnecessary thingy. I mean, I ended up getting the score down to a net 0, a net neutral, for God's sakes. How's that for irony? But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and record Volume 3, and from your perspective, I will see you next time for the Sacred Stones revisit when I actually have a document, a Legasp document for Sacred Stones, and a proper rating video for it. I've so got to try and get at that audio cable now. Regardless, until next time, Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walker signing out. Have a good one. See you next time.